I'm mixing languages, and I don't know if I should continue to do this or create two of each social media and do each one language. I'm Rafa and I'm an artist, and my first language is Portuguese and my second language is English. So I'm documenting my journey since I got back to drawing, like handmade drawings. And it's been, now it's March, I started in January. So it's been like 3 months that I'm back, and I'm really happy about it. And this is why I want to document the whole process, because I'm starting like from scratch and I'm 30. So it's kind of like I'm going back to where I stopped 9 years ago. So I'm at a point where I'm thinking about the languages because I want, like, what I really want, like, for life. I'm not talking about art. I'm not talking about my life. I'm talking about life in general. What I want for all of us is for us to be able to connect, to come and go, to, like, with no barriers, with no, like, language is a barrier. And it's kind of like I don't accept it. So this is why I started doing this whole thing in English, because I know that English is a language that most people know. So I really want to be able to reach people that I would not be able to if I just speak in Portuguese, because I know that in Portuguese you would not leave Brazil. And I love Brazil and I love people from here, but I really want to reach other people because I really think that there's amazing people everywhere, and I want to be able to reach anyone, like, no matter what language they speak or where they're from. And this is why I wanted to do this. And I know that I can put like subtitles in Portuguese and still speak in English, or the other way around, but I also know that people that speak English don't like to read subtitles. So I'm fluent in English, so I should speak in English and put like Portuguese subtitles, or I don't know, Spanish subtitles. I don't even know Spanish, but I would love to, like, I just want people to connect. This is the main thing. So I actually had two Instagrams, one in Portuguese and one in English, and it was like it was hard for me to post stuff in both. So I decided to just use my Portuguese Instagram and make it like mixed languages. So I'm trying to do that the best way I can. I'm still not 100% there yet. Like, I haven't had everything figured out, but I'm on the way to get there. Everything's experimentation, and I know that, like, I need to test and experiment, and that is with everything. So I'm okay with that, and it will take time. I'm okay with that too. But now about YouTube and the newsletter that I want to start writing, I'm thinking about those because it's different. Like, it's a content that I produce less. Like YouTube, I'm doing a video per week documenting my journey. And the newsletter, I want to do, in the blog too, I want to do monthly documentations and stuff. I still want to document, but I also want to talk about life and other stuff. So I don't know if I should do it in English or Portuguese. I'm more inclined to do it in English because it's more universal language. And this video, like, I was really trying I really thought about doing it in Portuguese, but I thought it would be like too random because I'm doing it all in English and it's like my eighth video or something. So I'll just keep doing it in English and I'll figure it out about the subtitles. And I've just decided that right now. So I don't know if that will stick or it'll change my mind, but at the moment, that is that. But um, I wanted to talk about burnout and autism and poetry in this video. Um, I almost burned out this week because the last month I had to share my space with my grandfather and my aunt. They were here for a month because my grandfather had a knee surgery and he lives far away from the hospital. Like he lives in a little town, a small town, and I live in a big city, so he came here to have surgery and then he was staying in my house through this first month of recovery. And my aunt was here to help him. And while they were in my house, of course, all my routine and my everything changed, and I had to adapt to that, and I did. But then after they left, which was like 3 days ago, I was like so tired, like I was exhausted, and then I felt that after party thing that you feel when you drunk a lot. I felt that, but it's like I didn't drink. It's just like my brain wasted. Like I feel that my brain is like crushed. That's the feeling after like too much interaction. And so I finished a commission that I had. I was able to finish that one because it was not a portrait. But the portraits, I'm like, I can't paint portraits when I'm tired. Like, while they were here, I was trying really hard to work. And I was working and I was painting portraits. And then I regret it because I didn't like the result of the portrait. And I'm not at the end yet, so there's still chance that I can save that portrait if I focus and if I try really hard. Like I don't even know how I'm gonna like that portrait, but there's a possibility because we never know. But maybe I'll start a new one from scratch because like seriously, I felt like I was a robot, like I was trying to have a result when I was feeling not really good because there's people in my house. Like some of this portrait I was painting right here while my grandfather was right there in the couch, like 2 meters from me. And I don't feel good working like that, with people around me. And I did. And I thought it was okay because, like, how can I stop working for so long? So I was like, no, it's okay. I have to work, like, I'm gonna get it right. Like, I can do this. But now I'm like, well, I can't really regret it because what would I do? Like, there was nothing I could have done except for, like, doing nothing. And maybe that would have been good too because I would at least rest. But how could I rest if I was like pressuring myself to do something, because you got my point. So yeah, this is the burnout part. So I'm recovering. Yesterday and today, which was Saturday, and today's Sunday, I'm just like tired, but I had to go out to buy groceries. I had to do stuff, and because I live alone, so if I don't buy stuff, I'm just gonna not eat or not, you know what I mean? So, but I'm recovering, and tomorrow I'll take a look at the portrait and see if I can save that or not. I'll think about that tomorrow. I'm not even thinking about that today. And I want to talk about poetry too. I was just doing a post on Instagram and I felt this urge to write poetry. And it's been years that I don't write poetry. And I love it. Like, I used to write poetry all the time, like, since I was little. It's something I really enjoy doing. Like, I love words, I love letters, I love phrases. Like, like my project here, it's from college and it's the alphabet. So each one of those are letters. This is O, this is E. You have to search, and W. Anyways, and then I wrote a poetry and I kind of felt that my style now, it's so different from before. I don't even know how to explain it because I just wrote a poetry like half an hour ago after years. So I'm not even, I have to think about it and read it again and see and write again and see where it will take me, creativity wise. Like, I don't know. I'm just happy that I did. And I know this is because of all this process of experimenting with my art, trying new things, showing my art, documenting the process, what I'm doing right now. And I've been doing it for like maybe 2 months now, maybe, that I'm documenting the process, maybe even more. I don't even know. I'm just like every week doing a video and see where it will take me. Because if I don't do it, nothing will exist for me. And this is what I did for 10 years. Since I graduated, I never really did something to be myself, like fully myself in my art and showing it to people. Like, I was always shy, and this is because of the autism. Like, now it's been 3.5 years that I know that I'm autistic, and for 3 years after my diagnosis, I did therapy. And so it's been like 6 months that I'm not doing therapy anymore because I'm I feel good, and my therapist said that there was nothing else for us to talk about because the sessions were like the last sessions. We were just there like trying to find subjects to talk about because I kind of have all my answers by now, about autism and how I function and how to function in the world and stuff like that. So yeah, and then after 6 months that I started opening up. Like, it's crazy how I was 27 years without diagnosis, and then I got my diagnosis, and then for 3 years I still didn't was fully me. And then after 6 months without therapy, that was when I started doing whatever I'm doing right now, which is like very experimental. And I feel that when I was 20, I was this experimental, but I was also scared and shy, and I thought my work was too weird. This is the truth. Like, I really thought my work was too weird for me to live off of it. Like, how could I make money? How could I live like my whole life? How could I just exist in this world, which is very money directed? Like, how could I do my own thing, have fun, and just create weird stuff and be able to survive, So I gave up. And then now that I was like not really experimental, I had to force myself to go back to that 20 state of being experimental. And I'm loving it. Like, each day that passes, I feel more experimental, and I'm sure that this is why I wrote a poetry today. And it's not even like a really, really like a poem. Like, I'm not structuring anything. I didn't study any type of, I'm just writing things down, like expressing myself in a poetic way. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, and actually, this post that I was poetic about, it's the portrait I did of Fernando Torres. The first one, it sucked. Like, I really sucked in that painting of the drawing. And it didn't work out, so I had to start another one from scratch. So I talked about that, how I had to start again. And that's because I rushed into the first one. Like, I had no patience to go through all the phases of a portrait, like, be calm and do it little by little. I was like just rushing into it. I was just doing it like I was doing like a scenery, or like a forest, like I'm gonna paint a tree, so I do it just, and this is not how a portrait works. And I was talking about that. So I feel really good about like showing my mistakes too. And that's something that I would never do before. When I was experimental in 2016, when I stopped doing my stuff, like I was not experimental in a way where I would show my mistakes to people. And today I feel really comfortable doing that. So I think that age also helped me to mature into this. Yeah, artists make mistakes too, all the time. Like, being experimental means that things are not going to work out the first time you do them, or the second or the third. And it's okay. Like, perfectionism will ruin your career, even your life, if you don't put a break to it. Like, you have to stop perfectionism, and you have to just be vulnerable, because vulnerability is what connects people. So if you have an art that is perfect, it will attract people, but probably they'll not feel like connected to it. Only if you like create like really awesome art and you're vulnerable about it, like you talk about it in a vulnerable way, because if you're an artist and you talk about perfection and perfection only, and how perfect you are and how perfect your art is, people are not gonna connect. Like, I can guarantee you that, because it's not realistic. Like, people are not perfect. That doesn't exist. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm going towards that path of being vulnerable, showing my mistakes, and documenting the process, because I'm really curious about like 9 years from now, I want to see these videos and see like what I was talking about and what I was doing and how I got to where I'm gonna get in the future. What was the third subject I wanted to talk about? It was burnout, autism, and what was the third one? I think I covered all of them, right? I think so. Yeah, so I'm really tired today. I'm gonna rest. Well, actually, I have to prepare my cat's meals for the month. So I'm not gonna rest at the moment. Like, I'm gonna prepare their meal and their meals, and then I'm gonna rest after that, because I deserve it, because I'm really tired. I'm trying to not burn out. I'm trying to not like have a meltdown, because I had a shutdown like 2 days ago. I shut it down for 2 days. I was really like pissed off because I had to still like go out and do stuff, but I was just like super quiet. Like, I didn't speak. And yeah, I'm really at the edge of, burning out, and I don't know, having a meltdown, having a shut down, like you name it, any of those. My brain is just so tired. But yeah, I'm really glad that I'm still functioning, and I'm seeing that this is going to happen if I don't rest. So I am resting, and I am taking one day at a time, and I'm not pressuring myself and blaming myself. So yeah, I'm really excited about my journey so far. And if you got to this point of the video, I hope you tell me in the comments about what you think of this language barrier stuff. Like, do you think that language keep you away from incredible people and incredible places? Not just languages, but also, like, I don't know, like, for me to travel somewhere else, I need to have a passport. I need to have, like, like, it's just crazy how we have to, like, we cannot even enter a country if we're not, you know what I mean? Like, I think that people, like, we're born into the world, so we're supposed to walk around, like, just being, like, go to places and see it all, you know what I mean? But I know that it's not how the world works in society, so. But yeah, tell me about you. I'm really excited to know you. And see you next video. Bye.